everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicole and this is Dusty Book Sniffers, and it's Tuesday, so that can only mean one thing: tag you're it Tuesday. So let's get started. Good morning or good evening everybody and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while we talk all things, my favorite things actually, tag. So I wasn't tagged by anybody, but I seen this and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. I like this tag. So it's called My Favorite Things, and the original creator of it is author Lorraine Adele, and I will basically put her information down below. So it is called the My Favorite Things tag, as I just said, and so we have 15 questions, and the 16th prompt is to tag some people. All right, so we're going to get straight into this. Now we covered this a little bit last week with a favorite musical band or musicians. So I'm just going to go with my answer that I had last week, and that is Creedence Clearwater, Fleetwood Mac, and Bon Jovi. And if you want to know the reasons why they are my favourite, head on over to that tag and you can have a look and you can watch that. It doesn't go for very long. All right, so that was easy. I already had the answer for that one. The next one is, what are your favourite films? Okay, so it says films. So I am going to go with Die Hard is my all-time. I'm an action girl, so I'm not I do watch rom-coms and all that sort of stuff, on chick flicks and whatnot, as they call them. That's more my husband's bag. He's the chick flick girl in the house, and I am the action man in the house. So yeah, so my favorite films of all time is the Die Hard movies, and yes, it is a Christmas movie. And then my next favorite ones would have to be the John Wick series just recently. There are many films, action films, that I absolutely love. You know, anything from Bruce Willis I love. Anything, not anything, but most things from Sylvester Stallone I love. I like Clint Eastwood movies as well, or like Any Which Way You Can, and those ones with Right Turn Glide. Love those movies. And yeah, so but my all-time favourite is Die Hard, and then John Wick movies. I would even go as far as to say that they will be equal pegging. Maybe Die Hard just edging John Wick series out. All right. What is your favourite Disney film? Oh, see, I'm traumatised by Disney films from my kids. And my granddaughter, I can't stand Frozen. I hear the theme song from Frozen and I start to get develop a tick. Start rocking in the corner. She watched it so much. But if I had to say my favourite Disney film of all time, I'm going to have to go with Lion King, I think. Oh, see, it's hard. Am I going to go with Lion King, or am I going to go with 101 Dalmatians, because I like that movie too? No, it'd have to be Lion King. Lion King all the way. Yeah. Lion King. Just the funny one-off lines in it and stuff like that. Just thinking about it just brought a smile to my face. So yeah, I'm going to go with Lion King. All right, what is your favourite season? That's easy. Autumn. Autumn is my favourite season. The reason why: the weather cools down here where I live. The leaves start changing on the trees. There's always a nice cool breeze, but it's still warm enough to go out and do things. It is my all-time favourite. It's cooler at night as well. It's just cozy. Everything about autumn is cozy. Hot cocoa and yeah, all the things. I love the colours, all the earth tones, the richness of autumn, and yeah, so autumn's my favourite. And you probably, if you follow me over on my craft channel, you probably would have noticed that theme, that I like autumn stuff through my cross stitch and whatnot, and even some of the quilts that I've done are very, they go to sort of the autumn colours. What is your favourite seasonal drink? I don't think I have a seasonal drink, but if I was to say I had a favourite drink, I would have to go, which would probably make it a spring drink. That would be Gordon's Gin and Elderflower Spritz. It's a premixed drink that I can buy here. It's one of my favourites, very refreshing, and it goes down nicely on a hot day. So I would have to say it's maybe, because the elderflower in it is spring but summer drink, because it's so refreshing. Like, it's not overly fizzy either, and it's not a strong drink. It's quite a subtle flavour, and it's just got a hint of elderflower in it. And anybody that's probably in England and everything, you probably have had elderflower cordial before, so I've seen it mentioned a lot in English books and stuff, like English authors' books and stuff like that. So I'm guessing it's a bit of a staple over there. Not so much here, but and I've never personally grown elderflower myself, but it is very tasty. And it's an alcoholic drink as well. So a non-alcoholic drink, my favourite one would be iced coffee. But that's not very seasonal, because you can have that anytime. Summer? So yeah, not a very seasonal one, but yeah. Anyway. All right, the next one, number 7. Do you have a favourite shirt or an article of clothing? Do I have a favourite shirt or an article of clothing? Yes, I do. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so this shirt I pretty much just use as a nightie now. It's nothing really exciting, but it has a lot of memories for me. So I, in 2003, went to Malaysia with my partner, and he proposed to me in Kuala Lumpur. And that's where I got this. It's the longest engagement ever, but that's where I got my engagement ring from as well. So it wasn't even bought here. It was bought from Kuala Lumpur. And while we were there for 2 weeks, and we went we went to Borneo and places like that. And so I have a great fear of water, and somehow my partner encouraged me and convinced me that it was a good idea to get onto a rickety train and travel into the jungle, essentially, and go whitewater rafting. So, and mind you, the train could only go so far. Then we had to get out and then walk across a bridge that was originally the train line that kept going. So we ended up walking over a bridge to get to the other side to continue on the train. So we couldn't even go direct. We actually had to get out and walk. So anyway, so he convinced me that this was a good idea. I don't know how. But anyway, we went whitewater rafting, and while I was absolutely scared out of my wits doing it, I'm glad that I did it. And I said to my partner, I said, I know that you don't like to buy memorabilia or anything like that, but I want one of those shirts. Now, this shirt cost me $20 back then, so God only knows how much it'd be now. But it's just a plain shirt on the front, okay? And it's because you survived. Paddle or die, survivor. And it's just got the area on the back of it, Borneo, Whitewater, Padda's Rivers Adventure, and this was all the area that I'd done. So, it's that old that it even has a Hotmail account on it. But this shirt I wear all the time. This is like you've probably even seen me in this shirt in some of my videos when I've been doing my morning talks and whatnot. But this is my favourite piece of clothing. No one else is allowed to have it. It's big, it's huge on me. It's absolutely massive. It gets washed all the time. And why can they not make clothes like this anymore? This is brilliant. This has held the test of time. Even the label hasn't perished, the size has, but the label hasn't perished. And even these are the old style vinyl stuff that you put on there. This is vinyl as well. It's a little bit cracked, but considering it is 20 years old now, that's pretty amazing that it stood up the test of time. And it doesn't get treated with kit gloves or anything. It gets chucked in with the rest of the washing, and I wear it to bed and all that sort of stuff. But that is my favourite piece of clothing. Even Brendan goes, oh my God, I can't believe you still got that. Anyway. All right, so the next one. Who is your favourite author? Oh, now come on. Trying to make me pick my children. Stop it. Favourite author. Okay, I would have to go with I can't choose. I don't think I can choose. There's so many. Okay, I'm going to choose the Bronte sisters. They are at the moment. I've been reading those, and I'm going to choose them because they have become one of my favourites. So that's from the classics. From modern times, like now, in the last 3 years, I would say Pip Williams has become one of my favourite authors, along with just recently Tara M. Stringfellow, sorry, not Springfellow, and Yasmin Ango. I would say they are the top 3 for most recent times. There are so many more. Like that's asking me to choose my children. There are so many more. All right, we're going to move on from that. Okay. Do you have a spot for reading or writing? When I'm reading, I've got several spots. So here, I sometimes do my sprints here. I do a lot of reading here during the week and in the mornings. I like to curl up in my bed as well. That's probably one of my favourite spots to read, especially in the cooler months. Curl up under all the blankets and all my pillows. Like I've got 6 pillows on my bed and I snuggle into them. So yeah, I read there, and down in my local park, I like to go and sit down there and chuck a quilt down on the ground and spend an afternoon reading. So yeah, they're my three spots. What is your favourite dessert? Like, really? Chocolate. I love, you can't get it anymore. There used to be an ice cream brand that I could get here, and you could only really get it from like BP service stations near my mum's place, was one of the main places that I used to get it from. And it was Homer Hudson's chocolate rock, I think it was called, ice cream, and it was like deep dark chocolate with chunks of dark chocolate throughout it, and it was absolutely divine. It was so creamy, it was so rich, and it was just like a tub of that had last me a month, and it was only like a small half-litre tub that you used to get. So now my favourite dessert is so that was many years ago, and now one of my favourite desserts is I like to just have, maybe some pancakes with a little bit of banana, maybe some chocolate syrup and crushed nuts and maple syrup on it. And yeah, I really enjoy that. Just a simple dessert, really. What is your favourite time of day? First thing in the morning. Never used to be. Late at night. Actually, I have 2 times of day that are my favourite times of day, and it's generally when everybody else is asleep. So first thing in the morning. Now, this is only relatively new, probably in the last 10, 15 years, getting up before the kids. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, it is so quiet where I live. There's no cars going around. I have trees all out the front of my place with, and the birds, and I've got a family of fairy wrens that live here. So they're like willy wagtails, similar sort of bird. And they live here, and I hear them all the time. And then through the different seasons, I have different types of birds living here, and I come out here with my book, with my cuppa, and I just take some time. Sometimes I'll meditate, sometimes I'll read, sometimes I will just sit and contemplate what I've got to do for the day, but I just take a moment and I listen to those sounds. I'm a person that really loves to be in nature and live deep in the forest if I could, but my children needed education, and we need money to survive, and we can't do that right now. Maybe when I retire, maybe. But first thing in the morning, so between the hours of 5 and 6 o'clock is my favourite time, and then midnight between 11 and 1 o'clock in the morning is my favourite time, because everybody is in bed, although lately Neralee has been awake and coming in and having a chat with me. I give her the death stare because it's you're walking into my bedroom, love. Get out. I love you, but go away. So yeah, that is sort of, they're the two times, but morning time when the sun's just coming up, it's just beautiful. And sometimes I'll go and sit in the park at that hour as well. There's no one around and it's just so quiet. There's, you know, the odd couple of people that, you know, crazy like me are sitting out there and whatnot. All right, so what is your favorite color? Well, it's not actually a color, it's a shade, but black and deep royal purple is another one that I really like. Like, it's a really deep royal purple. So yeah. Okay, what are your top 3 favorite YouTube channels? Oh, now that's just mean. I've only got to pick 3. Oh. Okay, so I could pick some large channels. I'm not going to do that. I could pick my own, but I'm not going to do that either. Well, I could pick my craft channel, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so my favorite channels that I go and visit all the time is Talia at Bandana Book Mum, Flo from Grape Jelly Library. I always go and visit her channel as well. And I also, who else do I visit on a regular? There's heaps that I visit on the regular. Courtney from Tangible Reads, I visit her often, and I'm going to give you another 3. I'm going to give you 6. And Heather from Heather's Heroes and Heroines, Sid from Storytime with Sid, and one more, Leandra from TBR 0 to 0. Yeah, so yeah, I visit lots and lots of people all the time. I spend about an hour to 2 hours a day either side of my work day going and visiting channels. I don't always comment on everybody's channel, but I do come and visit. I do watch, and I always give you a thumbs up. If you've got no thumbs up on your channel and you're relatively small, I haven't been there yet. But there's just so much out there. So they're the bookish channels that I visit, and yeah, there's a lot of other channels that I visit too, craft channels and stuff like that. But yeah, they're just the bookish ones that I visit on the regular. What's your favourite musical? Musical. I don't really go in for the musicals, actually. I can't even tell you if I've gone and seen a musical. I've gone and seen the ballet, but I've not gone, like, I've seen the Nutcracker and those sort of things, but I haven't gone to see any musicals. Maybe I need to change that. Interesting. Note to self. Start going and seeing some musicals. Musicals on TV, I don't even really watch either because my husband's not into it. I'd have to think back to when I was a kid. If there was a musical on, my husband would get up and walk out or take the remote off me. He's not into them. I'm just trying to think back to when I was a kid. I liked anything, like if you're talking films and stuff like that, I liked anything by Doris Day, Fred Astaire, those sort of ones from the golden years. But other than that, because they're just ones that I watched when I was a kid and I was at home. But everybody I've ever lived with, there's never been into musicals. So yeah, I haven't gone and seen any. There was one that I did want to go and see, and that was Matilda. Here in Australia, but the tickets were so expensive. They were just, and that was when, you know, like we only had a very small income at that time, and the kids were young and all the rest of it, so money was just going into the house and into the kids and all that sort of stuff and their education and whatnot. So I had to make a choice. Do I spend that amount of money? And I wanted to take the girls with me. It was going to cost a bomb, so I didn't go. So unfortunately, I don't have any. Okay, last one. What is your favourite place to visit? Okay, my favourite place to visit is pretty generic. I love to go to the beach. I don't get there often enough. But on the other scale, I love to go up into the mountains here in my local area, Bunya Mountains. It's a beautiful place. It's so quiet. I do sewing retreats up there and cross-stitch retreats up there. I organise them for people and I run them, and I basically feed the people that come and I keep them busy and all that sort of stuff. But I love going up there. It is just my happy place. But equally happy place is the coast. So my ideal place to visit would be somewhere in the mountains that meets the coast, so that where the mountain ranges come right down to the coast. That would be like rainforest, maybe something along those lines. That would be or an island where there is no one. I do like solitude, and anywhere that is remote as well, I'm very much drawn to it. My ideal place to live, which I don't know whether that will ever happen for me, but my ideal place would be to live in a log cabin in dense bushland, and live off the land basically, and just go off the grid. I have come close to that in my lifetime. We lived on 100 acres and we lived off the grid, except we had internet, but we didn't have, for 6 months we had no internet, no phones, no power. We just ran off solar power, and then I sort of partially lived off the land. We grew our own animals and all that sort of stuff. So that to me would be my favourite place to live and or visit. But yeah, all right, so I need to now tag some people. All right, I am going to tag, I know Flossie's done it, so I'm going to tag Courtney from Tangible Reads. I'm going to tag Sid from Storytime with Sid, and I'm going to tag, who else am I going to tag? Heather from, no, I think Heather's done it, but I'll tag her anyway. I don't think she's done it. I'm going to tag Heather from Heather's Heroes and Heroines. Whew, that is a bit of a tongue twister, but that is my tag for today. Thank you for sticking around with me for this long. I really do appreciate it. And as always, I hope that you're getting lots of reading in, and if you've not done this tag before, maybe consider doing it. All the prompts are down below. I had a lot of fun doing it, and hopefully you've got to know me a little bit better. But that is it from me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. As I said, keep turning those pages, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.